Yo, what's going on? This is your man Ryan Righteous in the Trackstarz. This is the Independent Artist Spotlight. I'm sitting down with Edwin Elijah Diaz today, y'all. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to his service for our country. We appreciate you, brother, man. Thank you for being in the building. He's been on a heat run. Matter of fact, a steamroll. He's been on a steamroll this year with the amount of music that he dropped in 2025. So we know 2026 is going to be awesome. 6 singles in 2025. Edwin, what's going on, fam? How are you?
It's going good, man.
Listen, man, thank you so much for your service to the country, bro. 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Got you.
Yeah, so I was 1 year in trade-out, like training basically, and 1 year in actual service. So we going on almost 3 years soon.
There you go. That Boston all the way coming out your voice.
Yeah, I grew up in the Bronx and in Boston, man. So and then I got Boricua in me, so it's just all over the place. My accent heavy.
Yeah, but Boston won. Boston won. Boston won. Man, talk about it, man. Your most recent release was Lost Souls. Talk about the music you've been making, man, and also congratulations on what you did with the 200,000 plus streams on Twitter, bro. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's all independent. It's all just basically people that actually want to listen. You know, I don't have like a big machine behind me, so every listen matters. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. When you're independent, they want to compare you to someone, you know, that's bigger than you, that has platforms, you know, that has marketers behind them. I don't have none of that. It's just my own voice. I upload something, I just do it, and it does what it does. And it's been difficult trying to be like, do it all yourself, but you know, it's worked for me, I guess, so far.
Yeah. How did you get started in music? What was the thing that catapulted you to want to try it out?
So like independently, like doing it on my own, or like what interested me in music in general, right?
What interested you in general?
So in general, my parents were musicians. Like they both were heavily in the music scene. My dad was actually signed to a label at one point and walked away. Yeah, he walked away. Literally the year he walked away and left everything behind, because he felt in his soul wasn't the right thing to do, like for what he had to do with life. I'm not gonna speak too much on his experience. He's no longer with us, but from what he literally told me, it wasn't. He knew that his path would have devered if he would have went in that route. He knew it wasn't gonna be for him, so he walked away from the music scene and just did music like for church, gospel music and stuff like that. He was doing that, you know, all through my teens. And, you know, eventually he got sick and, you know, he was no longer able to do that no more. But I did come from a music background.
Okay.
And a musical family.
Got you. So what do you like doing more? Do you like doing music like on a R&B style? Do you like more pop? Do you like more hip hop? Like what lane are you more comfortable in?
That's the thing. It's like what I hear or what I like, right? It's like it's hard to explain it because you don't know if you like it till you hear it. You know, I may like something and then I'd be like, wait, I don't like the way this sounds. You know, I'm gonna do something else, and then I go into a different sound. That's just it's difficult. Like if you're a musician, you relate to that. If you were just a consumer, then you understand it from, oh well, I stick to this style of music and I listen to that. With making music, it's a whole nother story, because I may hop on something that I may not, you know, listen to on my own, but I may like the way that it sounds when I'm on it, you know. So but if I were to stick like a specific genre, like I've done more rock and rap stuff in general than any other genre. Like I've definitely leaned more heavily into those two genres. But yeah, I've done pretty much a lot of genres. I haven't done country. I don't think I'm doing country, but
How are you balancing this in the military?
It's basically, once I have the opportunity to be able to create, I get straight to it. I do it straight from my phone, right? Which helped me out. I use a software called BandLab. Yeah. The moment I have an opportunity, then it presents itself to be able to create, I utilize it.
Okay. Yeah. How important has life experiences been in tapping into the music? Like, are you drawing from a place of like experience, You know, like what is the melting pot of what your music is about?
So when I was a little younger and I first started music, it was just, I would like write about topics and then I would make it. And you could kind of hear that. Like it wasn't like, not all of it was like lived in.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I drew more from personal experiences, and you know, the real, right? What you really go through, you know, something that AI cannot, you know, replicate, which is what's going on right now, right? With the rise of AI taking over the music industry, right? You know, it could do any kind of topic and any kind of style, but there's nothing behind it. You know, there's no and you could feel it. It feels sanitized. It doesn't have that same effect as when you hear something that's genuine.
Yeah, there's no emotion to it.
No.
There's no emotion. And there's no live performances either.
No.
Definitely
not.
But you as an artist, man, how do you feel about the AI? Like, how does that make you feel? Like you sit in your room, you write, you create, you get inspiration from the Holy Spirit. How do you feel when you hear someone saying, oh, this AI song is dope, and you know it took like 2 minutes for them to make it?
I think AI is great as a creation tool.
Yeah.
Right? But not as the creation itself. And that's where a lot of people, they don't care so much about like how it's created. They just like the way something sounds. And that's why AI is so good at what it does, because it could replicate any style. But you know, for AI to do what it does, it requires real people's music. It requires real people's lived-in experiences, real people. It's trained. It cannot do it on its own. And even with what it's able to do, it can only do things so, you know, to the bare minimum, right? There's so many videos of even producers doing the same AI beat that it generated in 30 seconds or less, you know? So, and that's not even to talk about like the actual artists, like singing something over it or rapping something over it with the emotion part, right? Because I could speak about complete gibberish, but the emotion that's being carried into the song is not replicatable by AI. And I've done it time and time again as an example as why this is gonna catapult, like it's gonna create a barrier of entry that we've never seen in music before, where people are gonna want other people. They're gonna have some stuff that's like fast food, where they listen to some quick generated stuff by AI that's funny or interesting or whatever, and it's gonna make its money, it's gonna do its thing, right? Because we've seen AI chart, right? AI has started, right? Complete AI. So that's not gonna stop anything, right? Because the moment we went into this digital matrix, that was what was gonna happen. It was predicted, right? But the lived-in experience, it will never be able to do.
Absolutely.
And that's where we're victorious. So
absolutely. And you know what else? AI is never going to be able to have a conversation like the one we're having now. You know what I mean? Like two brothers getting together, connecting through the music, understanding like where your heart, your passion came from. Tell me, man, how did you come to know Jesus for yourself?
So both my parents were Christian.
Okay.
So they introduced me to Christianity since I was a little kid.
Got you. I knew your mom was. I see her posting on your Facebook page.
Yeah. It's my biggest fan.
Yeah. Oh man, my mom is my biggest fan too. I understand, man. That is good. That is good. Yep. So it's been one of those experiences for you where you grew up in the household. You obviously went to church. They carried you to church. Your dad was in the music industry for gospel. But what about you and your own personal testimony? Like, when did you say, okay, I want Jesus Christ to be my Lord and Savior?
So I left Christianity when I was about 14 years old. And that's when I had my own, I was out in the streets, not because I was forced to. Yeah. It's by choice. Wasn't my parents, you know, I had an ultimatum, right? My dad was, you know, like the prodigal son, right? Like, yeah, either you do what you gotta do or you out this house.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I went out this house. Always like to do things the hard way. I always like to live, the lived in experience is lived in, right? Yeah. So I went out and I did my own thing. And I did stuff, I experimented, did my own thing, and you know, eventually I made it back home, man. That was the thing. I made it back home right before he got sick, right before everything went down.
Oh, praise God.
But you know, it's not easy when you that age, because you're so you're influenced by anything, right?
Yeah.
So I guess people gotta live their own life. It's one thing to say to not do something, but sometimes it's like that forbidden fruit, right? Sometimes, you know, people want to try out that fruit before they, you know, realize it was a bad idea.
Yep,
You know,
yep.
I got, you know, friends that died way too young. I got a bunch of friends. I even got family that's in jail, right? I could have easily fell, right? The devil had a whole bunch of traps for me. I could still fall in the future. You never know, right? That's why we always got to be vigilant. We always got to be on top of stuff. You know, everything really matters in this reality that we're in.
No, that's good, man. I love the prodigal son return story as well, man. That sounds like you had a chance to really understand and learn God through his character, his forgiving nature. You know what I mean? Like his nurturing side of his deity. Amazing, man. And I'm so glad to hear that. And talk about like where you are right now with the music as far as like, I'm sorry, not even that. Tell me who influenced you. Like, what were some of the sounds? What were some of the artists you listened to that influenced you to, you know, make music the way you're making it?
So I listen to lots of things, but I think my favorite growing up was like alternative music. I listened to a lot of alternative music because they spoke about topics that are like taboo, you know, struggles that are not really spoken about. I listen to a lot of that. I listen to a lot of gospel, specifically like Pentecostal type music. From my grandma and aunt side of things, right? That was a big thing. I like those little coritos that they do. That was very, very, very common to listen to when I was growing up as well.
Yeah.
But you know, and then obviously, you know, the classics, right? I would listen to a lot of Jay-Z, a lot of Kanye West. You know, I listened to all that stuff when I was growing up too. So I have a diverse background of music, I think.
Yeah. Growing up in the Bronx, what was one of the biggest challenges that you faced?
Oh, so the Bronx now is different than when I grew up, right? It got a little bit better, in certain areas, right? In certain areas, it's still crazy. But when I was growing up, it was so bad, the police wouldn't even show up.
Wow.
After some stuff went down, we had a lady. So the last official place that we lived at, I don't even know if this is like appropriate because it's really, really bad. But let's just say that they found her in a black trash bag on the rooftop, and the landlord came freaking out to my dad. And I was nosy. I didn't listen. My dad's like, stay here in Spanish, right? And I'm like, okay. And I'm watching the TV, and then I just went and I followed them upstairs to the rooftop. I was on the stairs right there looking up, and I could see through the crack. I could see him opening the bag up, right? So there was really bad crimes going down, right? And also there's a lot of people that when you tell others, because I remember I would tell other kids in school that, you know, I think I can do something more than this. Like I always had that mentality in my mind. And, you know, for some they'd be like, yeah, me too, you know, and they get inspired and they want to be like that. But then there'd be others where they see you as looking down on them. And then they want to drag you down. And it's really bad because I guess it's just how it is. The community is very mixed over there. And, you know, sometimes it causes unnecessary drama and fights, escalations that don't need to exist. It's literally systemic. It was something that they created. It's deliberate, right? And once you recognize the pattern and you see it for what it is, you can rise above it. Anybody can get out of that. Out of that mentality, out of that cycle, out of that is not one and one. It's not exclusive to nobody.
Yeah.
And my life is a testimony of that.
Of course. And that's what I was going to ask you too, is like, you know, when you say that you came from, you know, an undisciplined upbringing where you were kind of like out doing your own thing, right? And then you transition and find yourself into the military. How much growth did you have to do in order to accept that as your next shift?
I don't think anybody, and like even people that know me that grew up with me, they'd be like, Diaz? Saying yes, drill sergeant? No, drill sergeant? Diaz? I don't think they could believe it, right? Because it was more like I had to prove it to myself that I could do it. That's really what discipline's about. Discipline isn't about flexing on other people, none of that. That's superficial. That's not true discipline. True discipline is when you understand that you did it for yourself and you see results.
Yeah.
You go through the process, my bad, you see the progress. And then you recognize that. And then the outcome is what you get out of it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
that's big. That's big.
It took a minute. It took a minute getting accustomed to the lingo, because it's a lifestyle. Military is a lifestyle too. It's a lifestyle. Yeah. The streets is a lifestyle. The military is a lifestyle. All these things is more than just a job. Yeah. So getting accustomed to the military lifestyle was definitely interesting event.
Yeah. I've seen you post about friends you've lost, and obviously you're still very young. I saw high school graduation wasn't too far off from you. Was there a point that you got to where you were like, I've had enough. Enough is enough. I've seen too many people go to jail, lose their life, for me to just continue on in a path where nothing makes sense.
Yeah. You recognize it early on, right? Yeah. Once you go through loss and you feel that feeling, you want to change, right? But it's one thing to want to change, then actually go through with the need to change.
Yeah,
right. You need to have that need to change, that drive to change. It's not as simple as doing a New Year's resolution, right? That could be the start. That could be the domino effect to it all. But it's actually making it applicable and being like, no, this is the change. And that process took a while. It wasn't overnight, right? And the same thing with making music. It's not overnight success, right? Despite what people think, right? Just to even have an interview like this, it took a lot of hustling, a lot of tries and a lot of tribulation. That's just how this all goes. And if you want anything good in life, you have to go through that.
Bro, you speak with so much wisdom, and I know how young you are. You speak with so much wisdom, like you've seen it all, done it all, and I'm just excited about what God is doing in your life. And one of the things I hope that people get out of this interview, man, I hope that a young man from the Bronx sees this interview and says, wow, look at him. Look at what he was able to get out of. Look at what he was able to change his mindset from. Because you have spoken like you've been through like youth ministry, you've been through counseling, you've been through like therapy. Like you speak like you have just understood that life has more to offer you than what you've seen, and you're chasing after that full steam.
Yeah, like when you survive death,
yeah,
and when you go through, because I had overdoses, I've had attempts, right? I've had stuff happen to me. I've got shot at. I've had bad shit go down, right? When I was not home, when I was not listening to my parents, when I was not doing the right thing, right?
Yes.
And you survive that, and it's for a purpose. Some people don't have that opportunity. Yeah. And when you realize that, and you like, shit, others don't have that, you realize the gift that was given to you.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. That's real. That's raw. Man, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. What's some advice that you would give to people in your position, people who are thinking about launching out on music? They look at what you say. They say it's not an overnight success. It's a grind to it. It's a hard road to climb. We're in our 20th year. So you get to these places and you're like, man, do I want to give them this time and energy to it? What's some encouragement you can give to someone out there about launching out?
They can launch out and they can make it mad quick, right? Because all you need is the visual. Just show yourself. I don't show myself. I don't watch the spotlight. I don't even do music videos. I stopped doing music videos, right? But I know that I'm gonna have to eventually start doing that. I'm gonna have to eventually start going out there, because that's the more you retreat, the more they want you. And that's what comes with it. What I would say to someone that's starting out, show yourself. Go out there, show yourself, and put it out there, because that's what's gonna get you quick. You're gonna be in quick. It's gonna start showing up mad quick, because even the feeds are video content right now is probably the #1 way to get discovered for music.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're gonna take your own advice, you know what you gotta do, right? You gotta
I've been doing it slowly.
you gotta privatize your Instagram page. Hey, I was trying to do research and I was like, it's locked. Why is it locked? He's an artist.
I had 2 very big people message me.
Okay.
I don't want to speak too much on it, but like I'm just focused on the music. That's all I'm focused on. I don't care about how I look, right? That's not me. But I know that I'm gonna have to be present. I'm gonna have to be out there, and that's part of it, right? Yeah. But you got to do things you may not want to do. That's part of discipline too.
And listen, have you been camera shy since the military made you cut the mullet?
Oh man, I remember the barber. He was so excited. He's like, "Oh, we haven't had one of you for a while," and he went through one side first. So I had one side with nothing and one side with long hair. He's like, "Okay, you ready for the rest?" He was taking his sweet time. He loved it. He had a fun time with that one.
You know what? It took me so long to find your artist page because every time I would search Edwin Elijah Diaz, this long hair, thick mustache would pop up, and I'm like, it can't be him. It can't be him. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. This is okay. So real quick, man, tell me about where you were what mindset you were in, what phase you were in when you wrote Heaven Knows, when you wrote Once, and when you wrote Lost Souls. Just pick those 3.
Also, with Heaven Knows, that literally appeared to me like in a dream. The melody.
Wow. Okay.
The melody for Heaven Knows appeared to me in a dream, wow. and then I heard the beat. I heard the exact same beat when I looked it up. I was scrolling on YouTube through tight beats.
Okay.
I was on YouTube with tight beats, and then I heard the same beat I heard in the dream. I'm like, no way. And then I sung the same melody that I heard in the dream on the beat.
That's interesting. That's really cool.
So that's how Heaven Knows happened. So Heaven didn't know, I guess.
He got you. And Once, I really like Once, right? Once feels like a video game, old school 90s sound to it. What's that all about?
I forgot the name of the producer I think the producer sent me that, or one of the producers sent me that to my email. Okay. And I did it. I don't know, it felt nostalgic when I was making it.
Yeah.
It felt like it was a song that I already had made before. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing I love about creating is like, it's the empty canvas of it all, right? Like once it's done and you feel like, wow, like, and you look back, it's like, wow, that was something that I made.
Yeah.
It's a surreal feeling. There's nothing else like it. I love the art, man. I love the arts, whether it be music, drawing. Like, I just love the arts in general. It's one of the greatest outlets that God's given us, you know?
Man, I love that, man. I love that. Wow, bro. Like, you have had me in stitches in this interview, man. And I just appreciate your authenticity. And I love that we got a chance to do this because, again, like, you know, this is going to put you out there. All right. They're going to put a face to Edwin Elijah Diaz, finally, without the mullet. But no, man, I pray that I pray that it blesses you, and I pray that it blesses other people that hear it. Again, that young man that's sitting in his room right now in the Bronx or in Boston, even in Colorado where you are right now, that's just, you know, looking for life, looking for where he can find it and inspiration for it. And I believe he can find it in you. I believe he can find it in your music.
Thank you that means so much to me, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I want us to definitely continue to build and connect, man. Every time I finish an independent artist spotlight, I always share my number. We've already done that, as a matter of fact. I always share my number, and I say, hey, bro, whatever you need, reach out, let me know what it is. I won't put this part in the interview, man, but we're the gatekeepers of Christian hip hop. We've been in it longer than most people, and we have a great opportunity to pick up the phone. I got Lecrae coming in the studio next week.
Yeah, I remember you. Like, I remember seeing Trackstar because I remember like people even comments would be like, Trackstarz is like world star hip hop for Christians.
And the thing is, man, is that I have real moments like this. Like I really can build, I really can connect. I've done so much for artists and their careers just through the grace of God alone, man. Not for me, but just him just tapping me on my shoulder and saying, yo, when somebody calls me and they say, hey, what's a good song I could use for this track? Or what can I do for, like, who can perform at this event? And I can be like, yo. And I've done that. I've literally just sat there and said, call this person. And they get a phone call, my manager or another person or a booking manager that changes their lives. And it all came from a connection like this, man. So definitely know, bro, that we have your back. We're here to support you. We appreciate your support of Trackstarz. I definitely think you got a great head on your shoulders, and the music is good. It's gonna go great in places of healing and restoration for people. So, man, tell everybody how they can connect with you, how they can find you on social media.
So I guess like it's Facebook and not Instagram, Twitter. Those are the two most common places that they could find me.
Okay. What are you doing on Twitter these days? I'm not really a big Twitter person.
This is the same thing. Nowadays I mainly post just the music. I took a break from the other stuff that I would do, but actually I dropped a video essay on there that they would probably like.
Okay.
It's a quick little video about like the history of cell phones and stuff like that, like the black mirror of it all, right?
Yes.
The whole mystique of that. So that's something that they probably would like.
Yo, listen, crazy interview, man. This is my first of the year. So you know how the year is going to go. When we get somebody so charismatic and so much and he's full of life like Edwin Elijah Diaz was, man, you already know this is going to be a good year. I was so excited for his energy. I hope you stayed to the very end. Make sure you go like and subscribe and support my man.